Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Weatherman Nate on this God bless Sunday. I hope you all are having a blessed day today. So, severe weather is expected in Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and a little chunk of Wisconsin today. This could pose a risk for all hazards. We will break down the severe weather threats for today into tomorrow and Tuesday. And then we do have some tropical trouble happening out here as well. This is Weatherman Nate. Welcome back to another video. Let's get into this video. All right, so starting with severe weather, you can see in the light green, we have a possible risk for severe weather. Anywhere that's in this light green, and then in the dark green, that's where we have a chance for a much stronger severe thunderstorm. Now we zoom in here on these yellow areas here. This is where we could have our strongest storms for today. We do have a chance for some tornadoes. A isolated tornado threat for Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, mostly the north part of Illinois and Indiana, and the south side of Michigan and Wisconsin and Iowa, just a little chunk of Iowa. This is our tornado threat. Isolated tornadoes possible, but we do got damaging winds on the table. Of course, a more significant damaging wind threat for later on today in South Dakota. And then, excuse me, y'all. Please excuse me, y'all. And then we have a damaging wind threat in Iowa, Illinois, Indiana with these storms as well, of course. Hail threat, our most focus for significant hail is going to be in South Dakota and North Dakota, okay? So we do got a hail threat. Now, we do got a flash flood threat for today because we are expecting a cluster of storms to ride almost in the same areas, probably in these areas here. We could have a round after cluster of storm and cluster of storm, and then we could just see a whole lot of storms training in almost the same area, and this gives a risk for flash flooding, right? You can see flash flooding is also on the table with these storms here that are possible. Flash flooding on the table potentially. Now tomorrow, Monday morning, we could see a line of storms, a line of cluster of storms in Illinois, Indiana, or Ohio, just a cluster of storms moving through during the morning. But for tomorrow, mostly a possible risk for any thunderstorm or severe thunderstorm across the United States. We do have a tornado threat for tomorrow, a isolated tornado possible, potentially a few tornadoes, potentially. We do have a damaging wind threat and a hail threat, okay? And we got a flash flood threat as well. Storms are training almost in the same areas. This could pose a risk for flash flooding, and of course flash flooding possible in these areas here. Now let's go to models, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Sorry about my nose. Excuse me, y'all, about my nose. Okay, so starting this morning, let's go into this afternoon. Okay, so this is this evening. We have thunderstorms in Illinois, moving through the Great Lakes potentially, and then we move into later on this evening into tonight. You can see storms popping up in Nebraska. Potentially some can pop up in South Dakota, but mostly Nebraska. and then probably later on. And then probably later on tonight into midnight, moving into tomorrow. Here is scattered. We could have scattered thunderstorms and severe thunderstorms in Wisconsin and Michigan, and this could pose a risk for flash flooding in Michigan, potentially some damaging winds, potentially an isolated tornado, but mostly damaging winds is going to be the greatest threat, and flash flooding, okay? Mostly. Now, we are going to have plenty of storm fuel out here, okay? We move into later on today. So this is this evening around 5 p.m. We have a whole lot of storm fuel back here. But our main focus is in these areas here, right? And then we move it to 6 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and then we move it to midnight. We still got some pretty decent storm fuel moving into early tomorrow morning. Here is the significant tornado perimeters. From moving into this evening around 4 p.m., we have significant tornado perimeters in Iowa, Wisconsin, and Illinois. We move into later on, probably 9 p.m., significant tornado perimeters really increase in Iowa and Illinois. An isolated tornado is possible. And then we move into early tomorrow morning. We do got a chance for an isolated tornado or a potential significant tornado in Wisconsin. And it will continue to move slowly east, okay? Now, it's not going to move that fast because we have a lot of wind shear in these areas. And this could pose a threat for a potential strong tornado threat. Excuse me, y'all. So here is the RRF model, okay? So let's see what the RRF model shows. So this is moving into this afternoon to this evening. And that's as far as the RRF model goes, huh? But we zoom in here. We move into tonight, right? This is around 10 p.m. The RRF model is showing storms in Illinois, Indiana. Look, a cluster of storms moving through Ohio. So that's what the RRF model is going down with. Now, for the rest of this week, we're just getting into this week. The GFS model is only 18% run. My goodness. You just well forget it, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Here is the... wrong. I'm trying to find it, y'all. Here it is. So, for the next 2 weeks, we have a risk for extreme heat in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, mostly for the South. Okay, y'all. So here is the European model, okay? This is a complete model. Here is the European model. So this is just looking at the flow in the atmosphere, the winds thousands of feet above our heads, winds thousands of feet above our heads. You can see we move into this evening into early tomorrow morning. We have potentially strong wind energy moving through areas of the Great Lakes, Michigan, Wisconsin. This could pose a risk for our strong storms. And we just look at the weather pattern from just for the rest of this week. We move into the 13th. We could potentially have a storm system in these areas. This could bring severe weather and isolated thunderstorms all across these areas here. We move into the 14th. We move into the end of this week. And it looks like we have a strengthening storm system back here. Once again, this could cause severe thunderstorms, potentially a line of storms in these areas here. I'm really watching out for those areas. But on Tuesday, more severe weather is on the table for Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia. And this will continue into probably next this will continue into the third week of August, where we have these storm systems that bring precipitation, thunderstorms, showers and thunderstorm activity from west to east. Okay, so this will continue, and and we do got a chance for significant severe weather on Tuesday. Wednesday, look at that. We got 2 slight risks for severe weather, so we have to watch out for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We could potentially see something, but I'm not seeing nothing too high right now. Now, on to the tropics, because we do have tropical activity potentially trying to happen in the tropics, okay? I'm actually going to pull up satellite. So here's satellite, okay? So we have a tropical wave that's still trying to make it off Africa, okay? And this wave has a 40% chance of tropical development in the next 40 days. This tropical disturbance has a 40% chance in the next 7 days, and this one has a 20% chance in the next 7 days. Now, if any tropical cyclone make it into the Caribbean, it's barely gonna survive. RIP, because the El Nino is causing a whole lot of wind shear and unfavorable environment in the Caribbean. Okay, but if any of these tropical waves could kind of move a little bit up north, which as this one is expected, this one back here is expecting to move a little bit up north, probably for the first week of probably for the third week of August, and probably the third week of August, potentially the last week of August. We are going to be watching this area here potentially try to make a little bit up north a little bit, and we could see something try to get itself together. But y'all, these tropical waves are battling wind shear, dry air, unfavorable environment. So these things are literally fighting for their lives, okay? But if any of these tropical disturbances can just make it here, where there's wind shear, but there's not a whole lot of wind shear, and if it can just find the greatest environment, we could potentially see our next named storm potentially. Here's the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season names. You can see Cristobal, however you want to say it. Cristobal is the next name of the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season. In the Eastern Pacific, we're having a party. Celebrate good times. Come on. So we got a apple, we got an orange, and a lemon, okay? So all of these are throwing a party, and these could start opening up potato chips and fruit punch probably in the next few days. All right, everybody. So that's it for this weather video right here. I hope you enjoyed. If I have any updates to give you, I will give you the update, okay? Stay safe, stay blessed. I'll see you in my next video.